Hello, and guess what? I decided to make another video. This is Seggy Pants, and today is Mini Comics Day. And as you can see from the link, you can go to www.minicomics.org to learn more. And if you see this little picture over here, you're on the right spot. So today is Mini Comics Day, Saturday, March 12th, where you make a mini comic all in one day. It's kind of like 24-hour comic book day, if you've heard of that. So, what's the guideline? Basically, you just make a mini comic from start to finish all in one day. That includes writing and drawing and printing. So, by the end of the day, you need to have an actual little miniature comic book in your hand and printed. So, mini comics can really be any size or length. I mean, the name mini comic makes you think of a small comic. If you're old enough, you may remember the comics that used to come with He-Man action figures. Those are mini comics. But, you know, you can actually make it just about any size you want. For my formatting, however, I'm going to be keeping it kind of simple. So it's going to be 5" by 7.5" inch, or, you know, manga size. So if you go and buy yourself a Naruto manga book at the bookstore, then it's going to be that size. And one of the pluses of that is you can basically take an 8.5 by 11 sheet of paper, put a 1/2 inch border all around it, and fold it in half, and you've got 2 sheets, which is basically what we're going to be doing, because we're going to have a little trim there of about a 1/2 inch all around. That lets you draw out to the edge and then cut part off and then, you know, have it look nice, kind of like a real comic book. So since this is all in one day, it is going to be black and white. I decided to do it for 8 pages, so we're going to fit something into 8 pages. Hopefully not more or less. But I do want to put a color front and back cover on it, so when I take it to FedEx Kinko's, I can have 1 sheet done for the cover and 2 pages back to back for the interior. And that'll be, you know, like 3 sheets of paper, staple them together and trim it off. And so for 24-hour comic book day, I believe Scott McCloud said, you know, you're aiming for like 100 panels if you're just doing a free-form web sort of thing. But for me, since this mini comic and it's about going to be 1/3 the size, I'm aiming for, you know, 1/4 to 1/3 of that count. So 3 to 4 panels a page. And since this is kind of a do-it-fast kind of thing, I'm going to be using my Wacom tablet, which I paid a lot of money for and don't use too much, and my copy of Manga Studio. But that's actually sort of not really that much in the spirit of things, because, you know, this is more of a artsy-fartsy type thing. So if you want to play along with pencil and paper, you're actually more in the spirit of it than I am. But I'm going to use my drawing tablet and my Manga Studio because that makes some things easier. Okay, so that's it for formatting. More self-imposed rules. Why are those all centered? I want an actual story with a beginning, a middle, and end. I need to make up the story right about nowish. Then I'm not doing any fan comics, so there's not going to be any Sonic the Hedgehog or Spider-Man or anything in there. There's going to be all my own stuff. So, you know, theoretically, if I wanted to, I could sell it. I'm not going to, but I could. You know, I'd actually like to be able to give a copy away to my YouTube subscribers, but I can't think of a good way to have you send me your address without it being weird or odd. Anyway, if someone thinks of that way and they can let me know, maybe I'll send a couple out. I think most of my subscribers are family members, so they might get a copy anyway. And yeah, one of my self-imposed rules is to put it up on YouTube as I'm making it. That's this video, and I'm going to post it on my blog too. So even though I'm probably not going to be sending out copies, I'll probably put out a PDF and you can just print it out and make your own copy if you want. Easy peasy. Pudding and pie. So let's get started. You still with me? So the first thing we need to do is figure out a story. So since I didn't think of a story ahead of time, I'm going to use a little helper story generator for me. I found this one from Scholastic called Story Starters. It's really for young'uns, but I think it does a pretty decent job. So what should we do? Let's try one adventure, fantasy, sci-fi, or scrambler. We might end up trying all of them. I'm probably going to spin a lot till I find something I like. Let's start with fantasy. Come on, chicken, you're not paying your electricity bills? Pink dinosaur. Almost. Yeah, I like the fairy tale. So I'm gonna be like a raptor or a T-Rex. Freezing cold dinosaur? Not quite. A lumpy dinosaur. That'd turn you into a stegosaurus. A squishy dinosaur who loves peanut butter and jelly. Can you copy this? Copy. Okay. So we got our story idea. Write a quick fairy tale about a squishy dinosaur who loves peanut butter and jelly. So what we want to do is break this down into a beginning, a middle, and an end. And then from there we can break that down into a beginning, a middle, and an end. And would you look at that, we have 9 items and only need 8 pages. So each of these is going to be slightly less than a page, or we're just going to combine some together. Like if we shortchange our end by a page. Who cares? Okay, so what happens in our story? Well, let's stop a bit and say main character. Squishy, woo, dinosaur who loves peanut butter and jelly. Okay, what kind of dinosaur is he? Is he a raptor? Is he a stegosaurus? Is he a T-Rex? Is he a sauropod? Okay, pterodactyls aren't really dinosaurs. But since it's a story generator, I can do that if I really feel like it. I don't think I do. So there needs to be something that the dinosaur wants to eat peanut butter and jelly for. So where does the peanut butter and jelly come from? Are we in some sort of weird parallel universe with humanoid dinosaurs? Maybe. Although it's hard to draw, I'm kind of leaning toward the Stegosaurus. He seems more squishy. So let's say he's a Stegosaurus. And yeah, it's a male. Sorry. Okay. So we need some sort of conflict. This is what's going to set our story into motion. So maybe he's out of peanut butter and jelly. Oh no. All my peanut butter and jelly is gone. Need to go to the store. Only this is a fairy tale, so maybe these should be medieval humanoid dinosaurs. But then peanut butter and jelly's not really in medievals, and fairy tales do strange things. So maybe there's a witch who turns him into a dinosaur. And he can only change back if he eats peanut butter and jelly? Hmm. Hmm. That's kind of dumb. So, a fairy tale usually has, things happen like 3 times. Like you have Little Red Riding Hood talk to the wolf about 3 times, saying, "Oh, what big eyes, what big teeth," and blah blah blah, until suddenly the wolf says, "Aha! Better to eat you with. I'm going to eat you." And 3 Little Pigs. You have the wolf come back 3 times. So we kind of want to, if we're going to make a fairy tale, we kind of want to have something repeat 3 times, and that's going to chew up our pages a bit, actually. So, what are we going to call that? Want something to happen 3 times. 3 is one of those numbers that people like. People like things in 3s. Before the big finish. Ah, okay. I think I see what's going on here now. So, what's 3 things you can have related to peanut butter and jelly sandwiches? Bread, peanut butter, jelly. So maybe our Stegosaurus says, "Oh no, I'm out of bread," and goes to the store, gets some bread, comes back. "Oh no, I'm out of peanut butter," goes to the store, comes back. "Oh no, I'm out of jelly," goes to the store, comes back. "Whew, now I can have my peanut butter and jelly sandwich for lunch." "Aw, but it's the evening now," or something like that. Takes them all day to get a peanut butter and jelly sandwich. The end. And then the moral of the fairy tale is to, I guess, plan your shopping trips out. There you go. Now, since we got a good idea of what the story's about, I think it's time to give it a title. What should we call this story? I would like to call it "It's Peanut Butter and Jelly Time" after the meme, but I think that's a bad idea. And I said I wanted to keep it all my stuff. Let's call it Peanut Butter and Jelly Sandwich for Stegosaurus. Wow, that's a terrible name. But we're going to keep it. It is a mini comic.